Yes, indeed, and good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, wherever you are, locally, regionally, internationally. It is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'm here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. You know what? Let me change my music a little bit. Yeah, I feel I would change on my music. I look a bit, yeah, we start on the right foot, eh? Nice, yeah.
But we must keep going. I feel the pain. Yes, we keep holding strength, but we must keep fighting. Regardless of how it comes, we just can't surrender. We gotta keep working towards a better future. We will never be always down and keep fighting to stay off the ground. You must remember, all day would come. While we appreciate the little life got to give, we must think positive and think more positive. Look on the brighter side, look on the brighter side, because I see a silver lining behind the gray cloud we're passing. Look on the bright side, look on the bright side, for the bright side is here. The journey may be long, and you keep falling down, but you must keep standing. As though we commit a crime, and we keep stopping time, but we must keep fighting. Remember, they say that nothing lasts forever. One day is for the slave, one day for the master. So always keep your courage up. Don't allow confidence to drop. One day we'll be right here on top. While we appreciate.
So saying a special good night to all of you joining us via the various mediums. Those of you joining us via We Noise Radio, We Noise TV.
Look on the brighter side. Look on the...
Those of you joining us on the YouTube. Those of you on the Facebook.
I see a silver lining.
Good night to you, Mr. and Mrs. Adrian Watts. Mr. Adrian Watts and your lovely wife.
Look on the bright.
Good night to Martin and Miss V.
Love you.
Mr. and Mrs. Cruikshank, good night to both of you. And before I get in trouble, good night, Solomon. Yes, Solomon. I know it's Solomon. Good night to you, Papa? All right. My good former workmate, Solomon, man. Solo! Mr. Handsome, good night to you. Let me also say a special good night to Winnie, Wendy, and 40. Yeah, man. Good night to each and every one of you. I hope that you all have been having a fabulous day today.
This one for you, a specialist.
Yes, indeed.
Didn't put it together, but since you remember this.
We're coming off a weekend, a mixed weekend, wasn't it? Yeah.
Help me.
We've had four untimely deaths over the weekend.
Better days are coming.
There was one drowning and two suicides. One suicide seemed to have occurred before the weekend, but that individual was found on the weekend.
I don't want to hear that same song again. If I hear the same song, I might go insane. But you know I don't like that listening.
Yeah, so quite a few things happening over the weekend. And we send condolences to the families of all the bereaved. Huh?
Anyhow that I look around, I see
on behalf of the Talking Points family, yeah, all of us listening to Talking Points, all the people who are tuned in around the world to Talking Points tonight, we say a special good night to each and every one of you. And we send to the families, we send their condolences to you as well.
Children, stop your crying. Where your leader say.
It was indeed refreshing, wonderful to meet so many of you. Some that I reconnected with and some I met for the first time yesterday out at the New National Party convention. Huh?
The electric people
fact, there's so many people that I met that said we had to talk, and I didn't get to see them again before for us to talk, yeah?
Because two big man can
And then there were some people saying, but every time I go to talk to you, I see a set of people surround you, so I had to leave you.
carry on and losing the little children and God. Better
Mama, out there in Carriacou. Miss Simon, good night to you.
we dying that.
Mama Simon, good night.
Children, stop your crying. Where you lead
JJ wasn't there, so he couldn't get the kiss, but you know daddy go hug him and give him a kiss for you, huh? My good friend Martin up there in River Sally, good night to you, bro.
$6 million for schools and 90 for bomb.
Right?
8 million for house and 60 for gun. That is the type of budget we're making.
Right?
To get ready for this better days we're coming. 18-year-old joining up military to kill 18-year-old that they never see. That is the type of preparation it takes to live in this beautiful promised land. If a better world is their sole intention,
Right?
I don't want it in words, I want it in action. My child shouldn't live in no bed, no madman.
Let me just give you all the release from the New National Party on yesterday's convention. Let me just read it out for you all. Yeah. And it says, the New National Party has officially ushered in a historic new chapter of leadership following the latest national convention. Grounded in a powerful commitment to structural modernization and a true passing of the torch, the convention solidified the party's new generation vision with an updated, dynamic executive team. In a resounding display of party solidarity, Honorable Emlyn Pear was re-elected uncontested as political leader. Anchoring this next chapter alongside her leadership is a definitive shifting of the guard. Former Prime Minister and long-standing party titan, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, honored his word to resign as chairman of the New National Party. Dr. Mitchell's exit ensures a stable handover to a modernized leadership structure with Dr. Adrian Joseph stepping into the pivotal role of chairman. The newly elected executive introduces a bold mix of experience, hands, and rising political talent, including the fresh energy and legal acumen of prominent attorney at law and corporate leader Dylan Charles, assuming the critical role of General Secretary. The fully newly elected NNP executive team stands as follows. Political leader, Honorable Emlyn Pear. Chairman, Dr. Adrian Joseph. Deputy Chair, Gregory Bowen. Deputy Political Leader, Honorable Norland Cox. General Secretary, Dylan Charles. Assistant General Secretary, Honorable Kate Lewis Peters. Recording Secretary, Steve Horsford. Assisting Recording Secretary, Jeanette James. Treasurer, Nimrod Oliver. Public Relations Officer, Kitaka Mawuto. Labor Relations Officer, Senator Winston Garraway. Welfare Officer, Gloria Bonaparte. Floor members and branch organs, they have George Alexander, Marcus Christopher, Oswald Gilbert, Dion Forrester, Royden Bihari, Wendell Thomas, and Carriacou and Petit Martinique. They'll have their representative, as will the women's who presently have Dr. Julie Dubois and the youth arm president, Mrs. Amanda Japel George. This convention represents a seamless democratic bridge from our rich legacy to bright future, said Honorable Emlyn Pear. The NNP stands more united, modernized, and energized than ever before to serve the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. End of the release. Yeah? So the New National Party. Yeah?
They're doing all that for the children. Better days.
And again, we'd like to thank the Honorable Roland Bola. Yeah?
They're lying. Children, stop your.
For his many years as General Secretary of the New National Party.
You win. It's coming.
While General Secretary of the New National Party, the party was able to secure 2 15-0 victories with him as the helm of as a General Secretary. Yeah?
The electric people cannot agree.
Then it is indeed a time of renewal, and we have seen Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell pass on the torch totally. Because we have to understand, there's some people that have this unholy fixation with Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. And I don't know what angle it's coming from, but it's unhealthy for them. That fixation that they have with him. Because it seems as though they go to bed at night and they dream about him. And they wake in the morning and they making their cereal or they having their breakfast, they frying their plantain and they thinking of him. Yeah, and they go to work and they're thinking of him. And then when they finish that, they still go throughout the day and it's like Dr. Mitchell is just on their mind. Now we understand that 2013 and 2018 was very hard for some people. We understand that there was some psychological trauma that was caused for some folks in that time. So there are some folks that still haven't gotten over that psychological trauma of what happened to them during the period 2013 and 2018 elections and what happened election night. We understand that. But you need to learn to let go of things. Only thing I just bother with 2022 and election night in 2022. What time to bother with that? Me is studying that. Because I know that come the next election, the results will be totally different. Yeah, I know that for a fact. Me ain't worrying. So I'm not going to remain fixated on election night 2022. But these folks can't give up 2013. Some of them can't even give up 1999, much less 2013 and 2018. So they have this fixation with Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. But you see, I think they have to understand something. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter their own individual belief, they cannot erase the historical fact that Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell has been the most successful prime minister in the history of Grenada. They can talk about the revolutionary period and what took place during that. Dr. Mitchell never sent nobody and get killed and that kind of thing. So you don't have that on your record, as others may have. They can talk about the Gary period and coming to independence. They can talk about the revolutionary period and they can talk about all of the things that took place during the revolution, good and bad. They can talk about that. They can talk about other prime ministers that came afterwards and so. But the most successful, the prime minister that has done the most for Grenada, who has developed Grenada the most, remains Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. And nothing they can say, nothing they can do can erase the fact. 200 years from now, when people are studying politics, because even now, we still read books about politics in the 1800s and what was taking place in the Westminster system in England in the early 1900s and even in the 1700s. We discuss these things up and down in political science classes and so. So 200 years from now, the name Dr. Keith Mitchell will still be called. The name of the people that chomping down on the name every 2 minutes will long be forgotten and dust in the wind. Maybe a tombstone might still be there with the name somewhere on it. But his name will be remembered. Yeah, that is a surety. Nothing they can do can erase it. First, they were saying that he will not give up political leadership of the New National Party. He gave up the political leadership of the New National Party. So they started to twist the story that he will come back and try and take political leadership. You don't see he ain't giving up the leader of His Majesty's opposition. He gave up leader of His Majesty's opposition. And if anybody understands governance, anybody has common sense or understands political science at any level, they would understand that there had to be a transitionary phase between the two. So he couldn't just give up everything one time and just throw everything on the political leader. He gave her time to assimilate and to grow into the role. After he gave up the leader of His Majesty's opposition, they say, well, you don't see, he looking to make a comeback. He must run again. He go in and run again. He want to give up the St. George Northwest seat. He came, he gave up the St. George Northwest seat. There is a new individual who will be running the next election. The first time since the creation of the New National Party that Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell will not be running in a general election. Yeah? They come, oh, He just put out one day as a figurehead. He go movie just now and he go back and run. They said, you see, he take the position of chairman in the party. And just now, he go in and take over the party again. He stayed there as chairman because he want to take over the party again. Now he has given up the position of chairman of the party. They're still attacking him. So all you're telling the man to take a rest, all you're telling the man to retire. He ain't bother with all you. He do it on his own time. And because if all you feel is all you that he take retirement from, all you cause him to retire also. He has nothing to prove to anybody again. He's been Prime Minister of Grenada multiple times. Not one NDC could say that they were Prime Minister of Grenada multiple times. He's been Prime Minister of Grenada multiple times. Yeah? So he has won in 1995, 1999, 2003, 2013, and 2018. Yeah? I'm remembering all of them? Yeah. So he's won those elections. And as General Secretary of the party, he was the one that helped guide the party into the 14 out of 15 win in 1984. So he has nothing to prove to anybody again. He's proved it as General Secretary of the party. He has proved it as Chairman of the party in ensuring that the party is in the position it is right now where he can sit back and watch and say, yes, I have some competent people to go forward. I'm here, just a phone call away. Any advice they need, any guidance they need, they can speak to me. But you see, the people who get licks from him 15-0 still afraid. Because they believe that if he's involved, the possibility of the 15-0 is there again. But let me tell you something. With or without, the 15-0 still coming in on your tail. Show me which one all your candidates going and win. Show me. Which one all your candidates going and win? You all can continue to build the cult of personality around your present political leader. That's up to all you. That's all you. That's all your political party. All you want to build a cult of personality around the man. That is up to all you. Go ahead and build all your cult of personality around whoever all you want to build all your cult of personality around. But the new National Party will do what it has to do and continue to represent the people of Grenada. Not just speak about them while we flying, going to some place in Africa or some place in Dubai or some place in the States. Well, those who have visas still and could go. We ain't just talking about it. We are actually out there speaking on behalf of the people of Grenada. It's why people feel comfortable to call here. Why they feel comfortable to call the opposition leader to speak about issues when they have issues. Because they know that it is people that actually care. And that is why they speak to us. They know it is people that would actually put it out there and speak about it so that some sort of action can be taken. Or at least a spotlight can be shone on that particular issue. And that is why people would speak to us. Some of them over the weekend still talking, why they call them? Why is them they call? They call us because they know we care. That is why. You all don't care, so you all will not get the calls. And when they do get calls from some people, what do? They go and they try and block thing. Yeah? So if they hear this person go in and go to make a particular report in a particular place, they run in quick. Make the boss and them call them, hey, if you only do that. Because let me explain something here. I spoke about an issue last week. The issue that the Honorable Emlyn Pierce spoke about as well. At the point in time that I spoke about the issue, the plane was still on the ground. The people were still here. Although when I started speaking about it, I hear so them hotel and them started clear out. Them men started move one time. But I spoke about it. Yeah, and there was sufficient time between when I aired that particular issue and when the plane left so that some sort of action could have been taken. No action was taken. None. Yeah? You have multiple reports of these things happening. And the police continue to say this stupidness about Nobody come in and report. So, if a man dead, the dead man had to go and report that he dead, ain't it? That what to take place. A man dead, somebody had to go and report. If a policeman is sitting in a bar right now, if a policeman is sitting in a bar and the policeman overhears a conversation between two fellas who drinking in the bar, that, hey, we have a boat coming in at this location with how much weed from St. Vincent. The police and them ain't need no report. They're making sure that they hit that beach bright and early. Well, it might be dark night, but they're making sure that they go down and they hit that beach. No report was made to them. They heard out there that this is happening. If the police hear that there are guns and ammunition in a certain place, nobody reported. A policeman girlfriend was traveling on a bus, or his wife was traveling on a bus, and she overhears some fellas talking about where they have the gun and all kind of thing. Nobody went into the police station and make a report. She just tell him, you feel they ain't go in and search? You feel they ain't go in and look? If they hear one or all, you have a bag of weed in your house right now, they come in. Nobody ain't have to go and make no report. So why is it, when it comes to this particular issue, that you have to go and make a report? Why is it? Why is it that when it comes to protecting the women of Grenada, that all of a sudden you want to do it in that particular way? And I have to ask a question of the hotels as well. And it's a very simple question. What is the reporting procedure within the hotel sector here in Grenada? Is there a standard reporting procedure across all of the hotels? Because we are hopeful that something like this does not happen again, but we want to make sure that there is a protocol in place for if something like this happens, so that you do not end up with a situation that people feel now they could come in Grenada and do what they want to our brothers and sisters. Yes, brothers and sisters and our children and grandchildren. We want to make sure that we do not have that sort of thing taking place. So what is the operating procedure? And if we had people that rally in the media here in Grenada, instead of political activists that are parading around as though they are independent media and they're independently talking about things, if we had people that were truly media, again, every week I had to call her name if Linda was around, would have at least found out from the hotels what is the operating procedure if someone accuses a guest, if a hotel worker accuses a guest of some form of abuse. It could be physical, it could be sexual, it could be verbal. If the hotel worker feels aggrieved, is there any mechanism by which that worker can then go and get some sort of relief? And is it a situation that if the worker speaks out, because I have heard of, I don't know if all the hotels have it, but I know of at least 2 that have a non-disclosure agreement in place. So anything you as a worker see inside there, anything you as a worker hear inside there, you cannot come out and speak about it, because you could lose your job and probably you might even end up having to pay the hotel money. That's what they put in it. And I'm telling them, nonsense. If you as a hotel worker see an illegal act taking place, or an illegal act happens to you, you have all legal right, non-disclosure agreement. In fact, if they dismiss you and say that they have a non-disclosure agreement when somebody sexually molests you, sue the hotel. It have lawyers waiting to pick up the case. Some of them speak to me. Sue the hotel. Let them pay a couple $100,000. Sue the hotel. I'm saying it straight out as it is. Who don't like it, die the business. But you cannot have our people being exposed to this sort of thing. And now, because of the armies of people that have been out there and saying all kind of thing about the people that have made the accusation. They don't even know them from Adam. Some of them sit down on the bus with them up to this morning. And they're saying things and don't realize they sit down next to the same people. They don't even realize that. Some of these people have been seriously traumatized. I ain't see Number 10 and company, the two Thomases. I ain't see them running and say, let me go and see if we can go down to the hotels and quietly offer some sort of counseling services or so. Because if this thing happened for real, at least give the impression that, okay, we're trying to do something. But no, just cuss the people and them who speak out about it. You attack the opposition leader. Me ain't care if you attack me, I walk off a duck's back. There's nothing all they could say, all they ain't say already. Nothing they could say no. And all you know that? And all you know that is nothing they can say, nothing they could accuse me of that they have not done before. What I want them to do is do it with their real name and their real face. That's what I want them to do. Stop doing it under this fake profile. And I ain't responding to no profile with one friend. This profile I created just 2 weeks ago. And I ain't replying to no profile with no one friend. I just call my friends in Facebook and have it removed. Yeah, I ain't have no time with that. So me am bothering with them. But I want to do it under all your real name and real face. But this isn't about me. I am the least of the apostles. This is about some young Grenadians, single mothers in some instances, who are trying their very best to make a living. Grenlec going around cutting off people current. Because some people really can't make it. They really catching the hell. Up to a few minutes before I come onto the program, I back and forth with somebody. Grenlec pass and cut off the electricity today. For the second time for the year. And they don't have the money to pay. This has been a constant happening to various people all over. So we can't continue just attacking the messengers instead of trying to deal with the issue, because there is an issue. Whether the Royal Grenada Police Force refuses to admit that there is an issue, and I ain't too sure is the commissioner anything to do that, because from what I hear, the commissioner ain't even here. I hear in his Mr. Loverman. That is the commissioner right now. Man with the funny voice, yeah. I hear he's the acting commissioner right now because the real commissioner. That's what I hear. I know for sure. But you see this kind of thing coming out. They should be ashamed to do that. Then why only have a special victims unit? Why does the Royal Grenada Police Force, they had big hullabaloo, they launched special victims unit, all kind of thing. Why does the Royal Grenada Police Force have a special victims unit if when they hear of things like that, they refuse to go out and investigate it? And even though right now, because of what has been taking place, and because of how some of these political activists have been acting online, if they go to some of these hotels right now, the supervisory staff are going to try to protect the image of the hotel. They have a job to do. They're going to try to protect their workplace. And the workers themselves, unless they're willing to be unemployed and stand up on principle, because who is going to support them? Who is going to pay the Grenlec bill so that Grenlec don't cut them off? Or the water bill, so that they don't end up having to go in the river or the waterfall to try and get some water? Who is going to help them? Which is why I'm saying as well that we need to reform the laws in Grenada to provide some sort of assistance and protection to people who are whistleblowers, who are the people that are making reports in situations like these and may end up being attacked financially, economically, because of what they have done. But the government will not do it. They will not enact whistleblower legislation because they're afraid some of the people within those ministries start to speak about some of the things that are going on in there. But here is what they speak already, and they're continuing to speak about what is going on in those ministries. And while they talk about they're looking at finances and they're trying to manage things, they're trying to manage finances so much right now that they have actually gone to the stage of saying to people like Mr. Reno, saying to people like Calco and Namalco, saying to them, here is what. You have money, you have a couple $1 million well you could utilize. This road needs to be done. use your money and fix that road. And then if you go to Mr. Reno, and I want people hate Mr. Reno, you know. Don't hate Mr. Reno. Don't hate Mr. Reno, Mr. Gadahara, whatever his name. Reno, don't hate him. The man is a businessman. And if you see a fish head to suck it, he's a businessman. He's sucking the fish head. If you see a thing, he could put an asphalt plant and he could make how much money off of it. And he could crush the competition because he getting all the little concessions from government. And they start to take all from him and none from the other competitor. So that he could make X amount of money. He's a businessman. It's money he looking to make, not friend. So me ain't giving him wrong. I understand the individual. He has said it clearly. He don't give no advice to politicians. He goes with the flow. He said it. The man ain't hide that. You know, the man could have say, no, well, I don't take part in that and stop there. The man tell you straight. He say he goes with the flow with politicians. So while government saying they're trying to save money because they're looking to get as much stuff done before the election as possible so that Grenadians go say, yes, they walk in. And you see, they know these people coming in this month because we're in the month of June now. They know these people coming in this month for whatever activity they have. And that is if Trump allowed them to come or to re-enter when they come. But that these people come in. So they are trying to get as much things happening at the same time as possible. But you, the average Grenadian, needs to know that it is money deferred. It is not money that the government of Grenada has done so well with the economy of Grenada that they have additional money and they have money that they could put into these projects. No, this is Mr. Reno using Mr. Reno money to build the road. So Mr. Reno is using Mr. Reno asphalt. He's using Mr. Reno equipment, Mr. Reno staff, and Mr. Reno money. Mr. Reno engineers to design the project. And he's going ahead, do the project, and after he does the project, he knows that NDC ain't going to be in power, NNP go pay him. He know that. He knows that. If the man don't know that, he knows that NDC ain't going to be in office, but NNP go pay him. He has told the world that, hey, it's only when election happening in place, I just get work, you know. So when election happening, I just get a local work there. So that is what I just do. The man ain't hide that. The man come out and say that straight. You have to believe the man is being honest. He ain't hide nothing. He ain't lie for nobody. I listened yesterday to an interview with him, with Dr. Kellon Bob. I know he was very evasive because up to now, in my view, he's not answered the question of if he did provide. I know they said they did hire somebody to do an environmental impact assessment. So they hired. Was the job complete? And was that submitted to government? Because we have the Prime Minister saying that they went ahead without it. So from the Prime Minister's end, it was not submitted. We don't know if subsequently it was submitted, but he was very cagey in relation to that. He wasn't saying anything. But again, you can't hate on the guy. He's a businessman. If you're a businessman, you ain't coming to make friends. You come to make money. There's a politician in Trinidad who used to say that in Tobago. Say, I don't want friends. I want money. And that is what it is. But understand that it is not due to any proper economic management of the NDC administration that roads are being done now. And remember, roads are being patched, not rebuilt in most instances, but patched. You have some that been rebuilt, but in most instances it's patch here, patch there, patch the other. So it is not that NDC has been doing so good and they have a lot of money so they could fix roads and so. No. The contractors fixing the road using their own money. And what that has done as well is that has locked out the local contractors from many of these jobs. Yeah, CCCCI that probably still owed a couple $1 million by the government of Grenada, I'm sure. I'm sure they probably owed how much money. Because the arrangement was before was you pay some, they do whatever work and thing, you come, you check the work, you say, okay, this going good, that going good, and so continue. They give them a next set, they continue, and so you go until they finish. This one is, hey, all you go ahead and do it. We will check on it every now and then, but all you go ahead and do that. When all you finish and thing, send the invoice. But then you have Namalco and Calco out of Trinidad that are both engaged in a court matter in Trinidad for over-invoicing. And if I remember, it's to the tune of billions of dollars. Stand to be corrected. That both have been named, not Reno, but the two of the other companies that are up here from Trinidad. And what they're doing, the same thing that these people in court in Trinidad for is the same thing they're allowing them to do here. That they go ahead, use their money to do a project, and then they charge the government of Trinidad over the amount that they were supposed to charge them for the work that was done. They over-invoice them. So the government of Trinidad and Tobago picked up on it, and they end up having these people in court. We in Grenada say, hey, all you do that down there, hey, all you come up, man, hey, all you go ahead, do thing here. We hope that they don't attempt to do that here because we know what has taken place, and we know that there's an active court matter in Trinidad regarding that. Yeah, there's an active court matter there. We would like you all to do whatever work you're doing. If you're doing quality work, no problem. You hire in a lot of Grenadians, no problem. We're getting more proper roads and drain and bridge and thing, no problem. But you see the over-invoicing part, don't try that one up here. Leave whatever all you do down there. Don't do that one up here. Right? Nice? Yeah. Don't do that one up here. Nice. Yes, indeed, folks. So I'm saying it as it is. Some people may not like how I say it, and I do apologize if I've ruffled any feathers, but I'm saying it as it is. Nutmeg State, good night to you, Whitner. Cathy Albert is your birthday? Nah, I ain't believe that, man. That can't be Cathy Albert's birthday. I ain't find so. Nah, that can't be Cathy Albert's birthday. Cathy Albert, you all know, I just barely remember even mine sometime. So, I just barely remember mine sometime. So, you have to be careful. But folks, I want you all to pay particular attention to what is going on right now. There's a team going around from the electoral office. They are going around and they're encouraging different sets of people to register to vote and I believe to take part in the electoral process. Yeah, I can't remember them kind of thing taking place before, but anyway. So they are going around, they're encouraging different sets of people to register and vote and so, yeah, voter education, And let me just give you an example of what is taking place here. Oh no, you're the wrong mouse. Is this mouse? Yeah, right now is this mouse day. Nice. Yeah. So this is a circular that I've seen being sent around. I did hear of something last week. I just couldn't talk about it at that point in time. You know, sometimes you know what you can't say? Yeah, that was one of them cases. Right. So the chief education officer. So the officers of the schools and curriculum divisions and so on. So what they're doing is they're going into the schools. The Ministry of Education advises that the Parliamentary Elections Office will be conducting voter education and registration awareness sessions for students between the ages of 16 and 18 years at secondary and tertiary institutions across the state. The initiative aims to educate students on the voter registration process, electoral participation, and civic responsibility. Sessions are expected to commence in June 2026. And will be held during regular school hours in a manner designed to minimize disruption to academic activities. So all you couldn't do that January, all you couldn't do that February or March. The students who in the secondary and tertiary school in the month of June, between the ages of 16 to 18, they are writing exams right now. They are writing what we call the CXC and the different exams, the A-level and the O-levels. They are writing the exams now. And this is the point in time. So all you didn't know, all you had to do that in January. All you didn't know, all you had to do that in February. All you didn't know in March. But when examination time, because all with Monday you had students writing exam. Now when they have exams they have to focus on is when all you decide all you want to go and talk to them. Parliamentary Electoral Office, I have an eye on all you. And I ain't taking it off. Yeah, I got to start to think cookie and keep one eye on them. Yeah. So the Parliamentary Elections Office will collaborate with district education officers and school administrators to coordinate suitable schedules and arrangements for each institution. Principals are kindly asked to facilitate access to the relevant student population and provide any necessary institutional guidance or protocols. The ministry appreciates the cooperation and support of all institutions in ensuring the successful implementation of this important civic education initiative. Now, let me say this clearly. As a youth advocate, I've been a youth advocate for the last 20 years or so. I've been a youth advocate. And as a youth advocate, I have absolutely no problem with educating our young folks in relation to the voting process and registration process. I am very interested in hearing what is being said to them, because I don't want the opportunity be used by the ruling party, I say it straight, by the NDC ruling party to inculcate and influence our young people in a particular direction through the use of the Parliamentary Electoral Office. I'm saying it as it is. I hope that they're sticking straight to this is the process for you to get registered. But any student of that age is right now doing their O-levels. What are they trying to tie up their head with right now? They try, and only have a reason they're trying to tie up their head. What happened at the end of June or in July? What taking place next month? That all is so interested right now in getting these young people to register to vote. That all you can't wait until exam. Well, even when exam's done, is a different case. All you could call them in still. All you could have a talk with them. Nothing wrong at that point in time calling them in and have a talk with them. Why you couldn't do it before? Why is now there is such this undue haste and rush to do that? Because we realize there's this undue haste and rush to do different things right now. So there's a haste and rush. Let me do this road and think, block so. The people living there, they have business, they have the business. They go hold on still. Block it. Do the road quick. Yeah? Break down them people house in Guankai. Go, mash down everything. Take it down. We need it gone now. Did anybody come from Nigeria that was interested in buying the property? I'm just asking a question, an open-ended question. Are there any speculators who have said that they're interested in that particular zone? Just asking a question. Sometimes the roads and so that may be put in a particular area ain't to benefit the people that are living there, and it's the people that they want to live there. So I'm very interested in finding out why now at this point in time is when you want to go and disrupt the students and take them off of the academic trend that they're supposed to be on right now to talk about election. Is it that election is so soon and that you're so dependent on the youth vote, the first time voters, that you find it absolutely necessary to go into the secondary schools and the tertiary institutions? So you want to go into TAMCC, NULO, you want to go into all the secondary schools, and so no with that. Why no? Yeah? We have to ask ourselves, why no? So I see this signed here, yeah, that is Miss Jeffrey, yeah, okay. Signed and everything. So that is what is going on with that right now. Folks, I'm going to start to take some of your calls. 421-7279. I have the other phone here, you know. Yeah, it's here, but too much static on the line. I have to clear that up. There's way too much static on the line still, folks. You got to call me on the WhatsApp. You can't call me direct. Yeah, you got to call me on the WhatsApp. Don't call me direct, Papa. Call me on the WhatsApp. Nice? Yeah, call me on the WhatsApp and we could have the conversation. Somebody's trying to call me directly. Yeah, so call me on the WhatsApp. I'm very interested in finding out why this is necessary now. So as I said, I have the landline here, but the problem with the landline is that I set it up, but there's too much static on the line. So I can't take the calls. They wouldn't hear anything the person is saying. I'm going to try to sort that out so that, well, I don't think it's the cables. I think it's how I set it up, that there's a problem with how I set it up. So I was trying to get that and to get the WhatsApp number for the landline, but that itself has not been working either. So we'll get that. So again, 421-7279. You can call me on the WhatsApp. Also, I was kind of making a point earlier that government saying they broke, right? Well, not they broke, but that they're looking at the dollars right now, but you expand the size of cabinet because you add another cabinet minister. If you found there was a need for that particular portfolio to receive additional attention. They could have shifted the ministers, because in some ministries, remember, you have more than one minister. They could have shifted a minister around and given them responsibility for that. But instead of doing that, what they have done is expand the size of the cabinet. So you had to spend a couple thousands of dollars again to give Ron a walk. Yeah, they probably find that, okay, because he was just an MP and he was not a government minister, he ain't make enough money. So now they're giving him the work now as a government minister so he could get the extra large salary. Yeah, he go get he fat set of money now. Not because they find he's competent. The guy was an abysmal failure in the Ministry of Youth. Because if he was such a good minister before in that particular ministry, they would have put him back into that ministry right now. He was the minister that was there when all the shenanigans was taking place with National Lottery Authority. Remember, Mr. Batiste ended up resigning. He was the minister while Batiste was the chairman of the board of the National Lottery Authority. While all of the things that you're hearing about was taking place in the National Lottery Authority, the same person they take and make a minister today again was the minister. So this ain't no new thing. This ain't no new thing. You take him now to put him in a ministry. So you're going and put him in a ministry now, right? Okay, he's going to a ministry now. When you take him and you put him in this ministry, to go and do the same nonsense that he do in the Ministry of Youth? Up to now, look at what, in fact, we don't even have a Ministry of Youth. What we have now is a Department of Youth. Not that division of youth, not even department. So the dividing youth, because now a division of youth. That is what we have right now. Yeah? That is what we have right now. A division of youth. And let me see if I could get a little message here. Someone is trying to reach me. Let me just get this here. Okay, folks, and I think we have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, Sheldon. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you doing?
Very good. Highly blessed and favored.
All right. Yes, Senator Gray, how are you?
I am on top of the world, as we'll see. I'm
All
doing
right.
good.
Nice.
I called in because last Tuesday I was on a current affairs program, and while speaking, a gentleman who identified himself as one living in the diaspora called in, and I guess I'm not sure he was touched based on what I was talking about, and he kind of boastingly said, he asked me, how much are we registered so far? 300? And I didn't answer because I was wondering where he's going with this. And then he said, over 500 of us will be coming from the diaspora to register and to vote for the NDC. But I said, bro, if you're to do such, you will be breaking the law. Now, apparently he wasn't aware. I wanted to think so. So I took him to the law. And people who are listening, and those who are listening to the diaspora, I want you to pay particular attention. Let me take my time and say it so you could write it down. It's chapter 286A of the Representation of the People's Act, part 3, page 7. It says who qualifies to be an elector and who qualifies to be registered to be an elector. Hear what it said. A, you must be a citizen of Grenada, or B, a Commonwealth citizen who has been residing in the country for at least 12 months immediately before you are registered. C, you must attain the age of 18. And D, you must be ordinarily resident in the polling division which you chose to be registered in. It also, and I'm just paraphrasing it also established that you cannot establish ordinarily resident in a particular polling division or constituency because you're employed in the area. So, after saying this, he went away. The very evening, the Prime Minister was on his podcast, and someone who sounded like an ageable gentleman called in to the Prime Minister and was trying to ascertain if what I said is the truth. And the Prime Minister deliberately and skillfully evaded the question, but attacked me personally. And I was chuckling and I'm saying, but I am not the story, so why is he infusing me into the story? But the gentleman also went as far as to say, and the Prime Minister confirmed it, that yes, they had a meeting with the supervisor of elections. And he told them that they need to come with a utility bill to establish the address. Let me say here, diaspora friends, you may be able to establish an address, but you're not ordinarily resident in the area if you're living outside of Grenada. And we have to remember, when those houses, those units from the low-income properties or houses that was built by the Chinese for Grenadians, and they were taken back, and we were told some was sold to people in the diaspora, that was for this purpose, to establish address. But let me say clearly too.
What I would say here, though, even though that still can't work under the law, in that while they may try to use that, and I understand where you're coming from, it ought not to work because you have to physically be present in Grenada for the 12 months. So it can't be a case.
The 12 months. Mm-hmm. The 12 months is only for Commonwealth citizens. So if you're a citizen of Grenada, what will debar you is where you are ordinarily resident. So if you come in, you visit Grenada.
Because I believe the 12 months is also for Grenadian citizens. For you to, for me to register as an elector in South St. George, I have to be ordinarily resident there for 12 months.
No. For Commonwealth citizen, but for a Grenadian, you don't have to be ordinarily resident there, but you ordinarily have to be resident in the the polling division. But if a person is living in the diaspora, as they claim, they are not ordinarily resident here; they're visiting. But here, let me go further. I am saying to my fellow brothers and sisters in the diaspora, the system can navigate and move around and probably try to manipulate the system and will tell you come with a utility bill. We do not have the authority to stop the supervisor from registering you. However, when you're registered, he has to produce a list with your name on it. We will be given 7 days to scrutinize the list and to object to those who do not qualify. So let me promise you, people in the diaspora, if you're going to come on and try to cheat for this government and you're registered, we will object to you being on the list. But we will go further than that. We will publish those names to let people know, let the world know that you are coming out from the diaspora to cheat to help this government stay in office. But more than that, if we Grenadians residing here do not want the NDC because they are not doing, as a matter of fact, our lives are not better off since they came in. And we chose that we don't want them to rule us anymore. Why should you who reside outside of Grenada come here first to cheat and secondly try to impose a government on us that we don't want? You think that is fair? So let me just end by saying, diaspora residents, brothers and sisters, we will expose you if you come and register to cheat. Mark my
Well,
words on this.
we'll put it like this:
Sure.
if they register illegally,
Illegally. Thank
illegally,
you very much. We're going to
illegally.
deal with you. My brother, thanks very much. Keep going.
All right, thank you. And that's why I keep saying that I need to bring a lawyer on to deal with different aspects of the electoral law, because my understanding was slightly different to what Senator Garwe has said. I will not challenge it, but I will have to get a lawyer to deal with that aspect of it, because I know there was some contention at one time regarding the ordinarily resident aspect of it. For instance, a person who is a Grenadian citizen, but we know there are many people that rent in the south of the island, yeah, or they rent somewhere in St. George because they're working in the hotel belt. So they would rent a place down here and they stay down here during the week, but on the weekends, or if they have a day off, they go up to, let's say, St. Patrick, or they go up to St. John or St. Andrew or wherever. They go up there and to where is considered as them being ordinarily resident, because they do not receive mail, etc. at the rented location. They receive it in St. Andrew or St. Patrick or so. But generally, they sleep down in town. So where do you consider ordinarily resident for an individual in that context, in that state? So that is why I was saying that I had a little confusion with that part of it. That definitely, I'll speak to one of my lawyers. Yeah, I'll speak to one of the lawyers in relation to that and get some real clarity regarding it. But I'll say this as well. If we do work, they can't get through with them thing. If we do our work, if we focus on canvassing the voters list individually and as groups, if we focus on canvassing the voters list, if we pay attention to what is taking place, if we make sure that all of us who are here in Grenada, all of us who are going through the grind, all of us who are the ones that had to put up with the bad roads until they realize election coming, we need to run and do something about the road. All of us who have had to put up, and I heard some stories yesterday about some people who had to put up with this particular one, but who have had to put up with the victimization. Imagine you meeting an 80-something-year-old person that telling you that they used to be on the seed program and were taken off of the seed program. I don't know since when an 82-year-old man could go and get a job so that you take him off the seed program. So you had to go and see if he could cut some bush, he could do this, he could do that, and think to try and make ends meet right now. Taken off the program in the 80s. I met people in their 70s as well, taken off of the seed program. And they're trying to figure out, but why? Why were these people taken off? These people are not rich people. These people are not people that have children overseas that send in barrel for them and send in set of stuff for them. These are people that are trying to make it month to month like everybody else. Even at the age that they are, 80-something, and so thank God some of them have some fruit tree around. They could get a little breadfruit here and they get some yam and thing and some blogger and some planting around the house. Other than that, these people and them in big problems. And the seed money was helping them out. I know of one situation, I'll never forget this one, where the lady told me, because she said when she called to find out why she wasn't getting the seed money, in the background, the person in the background probably didn't realize it coming through. But they said, no, but she's an NNP. So we cannot continue going the direction that we are going. Grenada, forget you, forget me. Yeah? Grenada, this country, could barely take another 6 months of the NDC, much less, God forbid, a 5 years of them. I mean, it ain't gonna happen. But Grenada can't take that. Grenada, the economy can't take it. The country itself can't take it. They cannot take a 6 months, much less another 5 years of what you see going on right now. People that just do not care about you. All of a sudden, They're running in all church. They didn't know church in 2022 after they win. They know to go and find themselves in them tabernacle and them church and everything. They know to go and find themselves there in 2023, 2024, 2025. But now they're looking to ring the bell. They in all church jam up, jam up, jam up. Well, one good thing I'll say about my political leader, she does be in the church all the time. Eh? She ain't just going in the church now. Yeah, I could say that now. My political leader is not a person that's strange to the church. So when she go in there, she could sing lustily. Yeah, she could say, she had to stand up there and looking like a puppet. And looking like, not even a puppet, a muppet. She had to stand up there and look like that. She accustomed going in church. The songs and them ain't strange to her. We have a caller online.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. How you doing, man?
Good night, bro. How you do?
I do, man.
Only leave me up there and come down and tired.
No, man, you're welcome, man. Welcome to St. Patrick, man. Glenn and Urban protect you.
Yeah, man.
Sheldon, I want to say this government will go in history as the worst government that ever passing radar.
My friend,
and it was going to win.
In my view, they already reached that end. I didn't waiting on history.
Yeah.
They know.
They pass. They go down in the Guinness Book of Shame as the worst government that hate poor people. Sheldon, when you look at what's going on in the country, I wonder who this group of politicians came in to solve. I remember the Prime Minister said he came in politics to solve a distinction. And if what you're doing, hello?
Yes, I'm here. We're listening to you.
Yeah. If what you're doing is solving people, my God, Sheldon, Grenada is in really, really trouble under this NDC administration, under Deacon Mitchell. Because look at what's going on. Poor people crying out. Cost of living going up every day. Water bill, light bill, food. Children don't have money to go to school to get in the tail. Some of the young people, the seniors, who are depending on the seed money, the government removing them from it. They're removing them from the seed. The young people again that was working before the last election, Sheldon. What did the government do after they win the election? They removed them young people from work, and they home by the roadside. They were home by the roadside. After I removed them, Sheldon, what happened now? Election closed. So the question now, to you, the people that were working, they go and vote for NDC because the promises, they go come and they go promise you a fridge, but you don't work in. So when they promise you a fridge to vote for you to vote for them, how you paying? How you paying for when you plug on the fridge? How you paying for it? How you paying for your TV? How you paying for the electricity you're using again? All them things, you must have money. But NMP government, empower Sheldon, they provide work for people. So that instead NMP say instead of to give a man a fish every day, they teach him to fish, to go and fish, so that he could get money to maintain a family, Sheldon. NMP believe in developing people, they believe in lifting up people and not removing people from a daily job, because it is important when a man have a wallet or a woman have a pot in her hand and she has her own money. Sheldon, NDC, they need to go, and we have to make sure we get out NDC. But what we have to do, we have to make sure we do our work. And on the voters list, we have to identify every one in the area where we live. Make sure we have a face, we put a face to all the voters. Any neighbor city, and you must find out, get to know if they live in here. And once you know they're not living in the where you live in, we report that matter to the person we're supposed to report it to. Because all what NDC doing and they try to do is to thief the election, because they know Sheldon, the people going to carry and Peter Matic will not vote for them again. So they're trying to bring people from diaspora to vote for them, but we're watching them with an eagle eye, Sheldon. Sheldon, have a blessing.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother. Yes, indeed. 1473-421-7 7279. That's the WhatsApp number you got to call to get onto the inside of tonight's program. By tomorrow, we go up the other WhatsApp number back. But that's the WhatsApp number you have to call to get onto the inside of tonight's program. But folks, with all the trick they're trying, once we do our work, and we speak about it here often, yeah, we have to check the voters list. We have to look for those names and put a face to every name. Don't just look for the funny looking names. Look for all those names on the list that you cannot put a face to. Because it might have people that come out from different countries and they're thinking, well, no, that one is a Grenadian. And then when you try to put a face to the name, you realize it's somebody who is not you realize it's somebody that's not even living in that constituency. Put a face to every name. Don't just watch the names and say, well, we know who that is. Put a face to every name. I know why I'm saying that, because remember, they could change their name. So the name could change from Emilio Estevez, and the name could suddenly become Sheldon Wilson. It could change. So you have to be very careful when going through the list. And we're talking about them coming in and try to register and so on. Yeah, well, you could play that game too, you know. So what happened? All you do a foot too. Listen, if they're organizing flights and so, NNPI's out in them place, if they're organizing flights and thing, and they want to play two other game, take the flight too, you know. Two could play other game. Yeah? Take the flight, check them. Tell them use NDC too. Take the flight, come. Yeah? Do what you had to do. Two could play other game. But indeed, it does mean that we have to be vigilant and that we have to continue doing the work that we have already been doing. You see, they're asking Senator Garwe there, how many people we are registered. Why you want to know how much people we register? Are we internal business? I could tell you it's a lot, but is we internal business? Why you want to know? I find it fast, so I could call Senator Garwe and ask him that. We have a caller online. Good night, caller.
Good night, sir. Good night.
Hey, Nutmeg State.
That's Nutmeg. Good.
Everything good, Papa?
No, the caller mentioned 7 days. You have a 7 days after the list.
Mm-hmm.
Now that 7 days, that gives you a chance to query a name.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know that with days, this administration they will put on the list Friday evening.
Mm-hmm.
Friday and Saturday, Sunday. So now that gives you 5 days to mount up a challenge. That's not enough time
Mm-hmm.
to really query a name. So now let me play devil's advocate for once. Let's say Marquin gas station in Crowshoe. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that gas station, yeah.
From that gas station to St. George's before Queen's Park there. The old, how you call it? That I have an attorney that worked there. Terry Hill.
Yeah.
Isn't that whole side dominantly green? The way you see it?
The whole country green.
No. Well, let's be conservative. I want 9.
The whole country
So
green. The whole place green.
Yeah, because
let them try
I mean,
and prove otherwise. The whole place green.
because the guy talking about 500 votes. You cannot put any vote in St. Patrick's east or west that nobody doesn't know about. Who is watching that list? Okay, they might get a chance and do it in the south in St. George's there. You can't give us no Wang Yu and no Ching Wang in St. Patrick's.
But see, that's why I'm telling people be careful, because see exactly what you said is the mistakes that some people making. they're going to be looking for those names, like a name that is typically not a Grenadian name. They're going to be looking for those names, but the name might very well be a name that sung as somebody here. So it might be a Scott, it might be a Victor, it might even be a Michelle. But that's why I keep saying, put a face to every name, because you might very well find that when you put a face to the name, it's not a face that living there or has ever lived there. Put a face to every name. Not just, you're looking for those funny names too. You want to identify who they are, everything about them. But at the same token, put a face to every name.
Now, on election day, it's too late. Is that correct?
In my view, even when the final list comes out, in my view, is a bit too late. That's why you have to protect against those things now. Now, there's another thing I want to mention here. Well, go ahead first, and I'll mention it, because I won't forget the issue.
Yeah, but isn't there going to be people, scouts from both sides of the party, watching who is coming to? I mean, not really, trying to tell people to vote, but seeing who is coming. I mean, round the clock, right?
It's too late at that time. You can't stop a person from voting if their name is on the list. There's nothing you can do at that time.
At that time, right? Okay, so at that time it's too late.
Yeah, once they're able to prove it's them. When they get there, even if they have no form of ID, but the name is on the list, and the people who are at the polling station can verify that, yes, that is Sheldon, I know him, that is Sheldon. You have to allow him to vote, even with no ID. He would sign. There's a document that he has to sign. Make us swear and sign a document, but you have to let.
But that is way too late. That is way too late. I mean, so is the canvassing. So that 7 days, because we know that they pull that thing in Carriacou with the list.
Yeah.
Where they wanted some.
That's the point I wanted to make, and let me make it now, because I don't want people to get confused, because I for myself was a bit thrown off by it for a while, and then when I thought of it, I realized what was going on. Now, the 7 days that they speak about when they issue an updated list, like the quarterly list that they put out, they give 7 days for you to go over that list, check all who are the newly registered people, because they're only giving you a list of all the people that just registered. So the last one was all the people between January 1st and March 31st, right? The next one, I think, is going to come out at the end of June with all of the people between the 1st of April, that would be the 1st of April, and the 30th of June or something like that. Yeah, so it'll be that. Now, the thing with that is that they give you 7 days to query any of these new people, so that those names do not end up on the main list, right? So they give you 7 days to query those people, so that their names, if they're found to be that person shouldn't register, that their names don't end up on the main list. But when it's on the main list, at any time you could query it, at any time you could challenge it. So we can't sit and say we're waiting for when the list come out to use the 7 days. We can query right now. And people need to go through the list, and if they see people that need to come out, they need to make a note and query right now. I saw the supervisor of election saying that they does be waiting for stuff from births and death to remove names. But you have people whose name come off because they've died and go back on the list again. So why are you waiting on births and death to take it off? If you took it off before and it go back on the list, something in adding up there. Yeah? So this is the situation. The 7 days is so when the addendum comes out, you have 7 days to query the names there so that those names don't transfer to the main list. Even if those names are transferred to the main list, you can still challenge those names at any point in time. And hopefully sooner rather than later. Because if you do it when the final list for the election comes out, the final list, a day or two before the election when that comes out, there's not much you could do there, By the time you query and thing and that to investigate, that person being allowed to vote. So you have to do it now. Yeah? Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing it. So,
yeah.
So, I mean, how much time do you have, when the final list comes out?
Don't give you a 7 days.
It comes out 1 week.
Yeah.
1 week before election?
Yeah, it's going to come out about a week before. So you're only going to, and the thing is, by the time you make the thing, and you say, well, look, this person, that person, and that person shouldn't be there, and the electoral office say, okay, we're going to start the process of investigating.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
that-
it's too late.
Man,
Election-
election done, government
It's an-
swearing and ministers done going about their business already.
Right, right.
So you have to do it
All
now.
right,
You
so-
can't wait.
All right, I have one more question.
No, it's important because
I
people
didn't
need to
get-
know this, and I'm glad you're asking the questions.
I didn't see who is running in St. John's.
That's Mr. Alvin Dabrio.
Oh, he wasn't there yesterday, right?
Yeah,
I
Alvin
didn't-
was
I
there. Alvin talk and all. Alvin was there.
Well, no, maybe I missed that section because I only saw. I was able to get only the people inside. I didn't get no outside. The people outside.
No, he
well,
spoke.
some of
He
the
spoke on
section-
the inside as well. Yeah, he did speak, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
All 15 NNPN still looking for candidate. All 15 candidates were there. Yeah, all
Okay.
15 working candidates were there. Not just 15 or 15
All right.
working candidates. They're walking.
All right. All right. So good night. I'll keep on listening. Good night now.
No problem, Nutmeg State. Tell your wife good night for me, man.
All right.
All right, stay
Okay.
blessed.
All right. Bye.
Yes, indeed, folks. Yeah. And let me say good night to my good friends out there in New York. I hope all you're having a good night tonight, Yeah. So, no, folks. Yeah, we have to do what we have to do. We have to, and I think, again, and it's an indictment on me that I have not done it yet, to have someone be speaking about the electoral process over and over on the process so that we could clarify all these things, because there are a lot of folks that thought, no, you could only deal with this thing when the list come out. That is when you could challenge. No, you could go and challenge tomorrow. Anybody on the list that you know not supposed to be there for whatever reason, you could go and challenge tomorrow. There are forms you fill it in and so on, you go and challenge it tomorrow. That the names come off. That person isn't residing in that area, has not resided in that area for X. They're supposed to come off. You could challenge them from now. Yeah? So that can be done all now. You know there are certain people who have died, gone to the... And the thing is, we understand clearly that the electoral list will always have people who have died on it. Because there are people that died this weekend, the name most likely on the electoral list. Yeah? Yeah, you had a man fall off bridge and died. You have, well, at least I would say, you have a gentleman that drowned. You have the 2 suicides, suspected suicides. So you have all of that. So these people names could still be on the voters list, Yeah? So there'll always be, but I can't understand somebody died 3 years and 4 years ago and their name is still on the list. No, we have to do better than, and in some instances, names have been reported and the names are still on the list for whatever reason. I hope that they don't end up voting election day. That is all I'm going to say for that one. I hope they don't end up voting on election day. Folks, don't forget. You all see that? Don't forget it. Yeah. Yes. Check us on the GoToFet and make your donations. As I said, we do have, I see, I've seen 1, 2, 3. Right. Nice. Yes. Make your donations. All right, folks, we are looking forward to it. We do have things that we have to do. For those of you that have made your donations already, we thank you. That is why we could have here now and hooked up. And we had cables, everything that we had to go. We went and get what we had to get today to hook up and all of that. Nice. So we hook up nice. One fella tell me, Daddy does be in the veranda listening to the program every day. Daddy, don't fall asleep in the veranda tonight. I know your son come home and tell you, see me. Don't fall asleep in the veranda. Make sure you go inside. And let me say a special good night to Camille Teresa Scott. Camille, good night. I hope everything is going all well and okay with you, my dear. I'm ready for the day today. So I hope everything is going all well and okay with you today. Today I had a bit of run around, so I didn't get a chance to even go in town and check on Camille today. 421-7279. That's the WhatsApp number that you can call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. And I'm just looking for something quickly here, because I saw a release coming out of the GDB regarding the situation with the Grenada Development Bank. Yeah. So I saw a release by the GDB regarding that issue, because we know that the situation with the GDBs that they did, and now they say, no, it was due to this and due to that and all sort of things. So I'm just looking for the release, but for some reason it's not showing up. But I have it somewhere here. I did bring it across because I want us to discuss it briefly. Somebody send it for me. Send it for me. Send me the release regarding the GDB. Send it for me. Yeah, and send it. No. Let me be able to speak on that for a brief period. Yeah.
There we go.
And many folks have been asking me about what really took place with the horses and so on. What I can say is that yes, the 2 horses were euthanized, the 2 horses were killed, they were shot on the port itself. They bring them by the edge of the sea there where the Caribou boat and them does the big iron boat and them. No, not the Osprey. Where the big boat and them that are going down Trinidad and everything does be. Those boats came, where the boats that's coming there, right? They bring the horse and them where they had them down on the edge there, they shoot them right there. Yeah? So 2 officers, they go, they shoot the 2 horses right there. And then from what I've picked up afterwards, the horses were transferred to the Maribor abattoir where they were chopped up and incinerated. So I hear it. Yeah? So they were shot on the seafront down there on Port St. George. The 2 horses were shot there. Then they were transferred up to the abattoir in St. Andrew in Maribor. They were transferred up there, chopped up, and burnt in the incinerator. So I get it. So I said it. And let me say good night to Royan. I don't know if he's listening to that, but good night to you, Royan. Because quite a few people, a lot of folks met me and they were telling me about that particular. Oh, let's send it to the 421-7279 number for me, please. Yeah, I can't take it off the next one. Send it to the 421-7279 number. Send the release there for me. Yeah. So I met quite a few people that were very concerned about what took place in. And the thing is, regardless of whatever took place beforehand, the animals were here. So you could speak about how they were imported and they had this and whatever. All of that is one issue. But at the end of the day, you had 2 animals that were here with a treatable condition, and the decision was made to euthanize them. Even though the medication to sort them out would have been here the day after. But the decision was taken, and that is the thing. Most people consider it to be a very harsh decision. But you go have some of them that they have no heart. Well, they say the symbol is the heart, but they have no heart. And they are the ones that say, no, nothing wrong with that. Nah. It definitely had to. Yeah, something, he has lost a significant amount of money. I was speaking to a friend of mine who deals with horses in another Caribbean territory. It may have even been the same territory that he got his horses from. And I spoke to a person who has quite a few horses there. And he told me that it's not joke money you're speaking about there. When you speak about one, buying the horses in the first place, after you buy them, to have them impregnated by a stallion, then to have both of them taken care of in that other country, and then the transport part of it, to get a vessel to take the horses from that country to Grenada, is going to cost a significant amount of money as well. So with all of that, he said it is not a easy one. It's a significant loss that the young man is going through, and want to know if there is anything that can be done to assist the young man at this point. And I know a lot of folks have been asking that if there's anything that can be done to assist him and so on. We're going to see what we could find out. And so I know that internationally, I was even surprised because the amount of people that have contacted us regarding that particular story. Internationally, you've had people that have been contacting him regarding the horses and so on, from veterinary schools and universities, all this kind of thing, that have been contacting him in relation to what has happened. And so it is something that it ain't done. Some folks have been asking me what is the latest regarding the hotels and what has taken place there. The last that I know that there were some moves regarding a certain aspect of it, not by the police, but there was a move by certain people regarding aspects of it. And I know that that was detected and shut down by activists of the ruling party. Yeah? It was shut down by activists of the ruling party. So I buy, so I sell. Yeah? And that the individuals involved, while they wanted the public to know what is happening, they didn't really want to lose their job, do they? So they have not been going out there and speaking to the authorities on it because they want to lose their job. But that didn't mean that nothing happened to them. Yeah? That didn't mean nothing happened to them. So let's go to the press release from the Grenada Development Bank. The Grenada Development Bank rejects misleading claims and clarifies 2024 results. So the board of directors, so all you know who's on the board of directors, Andrea St. Bernard, that the chairperson of the bank. You have the Grenada, so you expect she to defend and protect themselves, Yeah, the board of directors of the Grenada Development Bank is aware of a recent article circulating online and on social media, which is replete with inaccuracies and veiled innuendo, and as such, the following is provided to correct the record. The article is correct on one point. The bank recorded a loss in 2024. Well, that's the main thing people care about. The bank lose money. However, it gives a misleading impression of why that loss occurred and includes several unsupported claims. Not because they are claims and unsupported means that they are untrue. Yeah, several unsupported claims about the bank, its governance, and its general manager. So the board protecting the manager, who happens to be on the board too as manager. Why the bank made a loss in 2024? The 2024 loss was primarily due to two significant accounting matters. Software write-off, yeah, that only lose money because software write-off. The bank wrote off built up costs relating to a banking software project that began before the current general manager, after testing and review. So there's the important part. After who tested and reviewed? Because from what I've been hearing, the software was more than capable of doing what it was intended to do. You all just decide that you want to spend money elsewhere by other people who are associated with certain people who may or may not be on the board itself. You all decide that you want to go elsewhere and get other software. So don't blame the former manager for you all not utilizing what was being put in place. Who tested and reviewed? Where can the general public, who just happen to be the owners of the bank, where can the general public find the information regarding the software and what testing took place and what it was intended to do and so? I mean, there's a poor excuse. Poor excuse. Loan loss provisions. The second major reason was an increase in provisions for possible loan losses. Several large loans issued before 2023 became non-performing. So in other words, all you're saying that businesses that took loan from the Grenada Development Bank, that's what they're saying here, several large loans issued before 2023. I wonder if one is our government minister. Anyhow, several large loans issued before 2023 became non-performing. Under international accounting rules, the bank must make provisions for potential losses on such loans. These provisions reduce reported profits. So, only admitting that things bad in the country, the people who take the loan from the GDB can't pay it. The foregoing means that the 2024 loss was largely driven by accounting treatment, subsisting legacy loans prior to 2022. And so the people could have paid their loans prior to 2022, but afterwards they couldn't pay. Thanks for telling us. And prudent financial reporting, not by a collapse in the bank's operations. So you only wouldn't call it a collapse in the bank operations that only lose this pile of money? What about 2025? We in 2026 still. What about we are waiting to see what coming out for 2025? If you are saying subsisting legacy loans prior to 2022, so it means that the people, because the bank was seeing a profit in 2022 and 2023, so it means that these people were able to pay their loans. So how come after 2022, and we all know what happened in 2022, how come after 2022, these people suddenly became unable to pay their loans? It's because the national economy is bad. Remember, it's the GDP. It's people that are doing this. Well, at least it's supposed to be people in the agriculture and the fishing. It's people who into business and so on. They have the small business or the medium-sized business and so. So if these businesses are not making money, they can't pay. And if they're making money and they're not paying, it means that the bank is not being properly managed because all you ain't going and collect the money all you're supposed to collect. Because if they're making the money and they're not paying, you can't blame the people alone. You have to blame those who within the bank that didn't go out and collect it. So all they put out a release that basically telling us the Grenadian economy is in trouble. Thank you. We are glad that you all have admitted such. Yeah, that the Grenadian economy is in trouble. Because you're saying these loans existed prior to 2022. And if somebody goes back, and I can go back and I can show it, I wouldn't do it tonight because we don't have enough time, but I could go back and pull the report from 2022, right? The report from 2020, 2021, and all of that, which gives an indication of the loan portfolio and what was taking place with the loan portfolio. And there were not the problems that you had in 2024 in the loan portfolio prior to that. Even 2023, while the former manager was still the manager, the loan portfolio was still operating positively. But as soon as all you changed, so all you're telling me that they only wanted to pay when that manager was there. Come, what kind of release are they really put out there? Who are they trying to fool with that? Really, and who are they trying to fool with that? There are problems with the GDP. We don't know if it's because Andrea St. Bernard spends more time outside of Grenada than she spends inside Grenada. We don't know if it's that because she's the chairperson at the bank or deputy chair. She's the chair that one thing, deputy chair next thing. But she spends most of her time outside and most of her time involved in either her private business. Now she have Project Polaris on she plate outside her ASB. She have Project Polaris before they was running around with the doing the private thing and government thing on the side. Right? Remember I said doing the private thing and government thing, they was doing it on the side. With a kind diplomatic or official passports. Diplomatic passports, isn't it? Yeah, I wonder how that works out. Anyway, yeah. So I had all of these things taking place there with the bank. It shows that the economy of Grenada is in trouble. The bank is reflecting the reality of the Grenadian economy. You going in tongue end of month and you're wondering if it's end of month. And then when you do see a group of people, the businesses in the tongue telling you they ain't buying nothing. They're just walking around. Or they come in tongue to check and see if they get a local kakada, they go and check in the teller machine. Or they come down to meet somebody. Or they come down to do something quick and come out of the town. But that the dinero, the dollars, ain't flowing in tongue. So there is an issue. So when the bank comes out and says that, thank you very much, Mr. St. Bernard and the people at the bank for telling us the Grenadian economy in the tank. He done. He not in a good condition. Thank you for telling us that. Because that is just what that is saying to us. That there's a problem. Yeah? There is a problem. 421-7279. We have just a limited amount of time remaining. 421-7279. And you know, I was very impressed with yesterday's activity. And I've been involved for this year is 2026. So I've been involved for 26 years, roughly now. Yeah? I think I came on board in the 2000. I came on board. So roughly 26 years or 25 years, going on 26 years that I've been involved. And I can tell you that it was a convention with a difference. It was indeed wonderful to see all of the new faces coming and competent people. And that's the thing with the NNP. Unlike the NDC, which says, make Ron a minister because you're trying to gain some portfolio because you're worried about Nimrod. So you're giving Ron a portfolio because you find Nimrod gaining on him. So he want to give him a portfolio because he want to put a little extra dollars in his hand so that he could spend. We understand that. Yeah, that is you doing thing, but it's we money you're using. But anyhow, you could do it one less minister, but in fact, it's about 5 of them you could fire immediately, and the others you could fire next week. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, it's 5 of them right now you could fire immediately. Waste of time, waste of taxpayer dollars, waste, including the one you now putting in, and the rest. First them you would know you could fire them. In fact, don't even fire them next week. Now fire them this week. Fire them before Corpus Christi on Thursday. Fire them now. Yeah? Because if you don't fire them, the Grenadian people go fire you and them. Anyway, you take it. The Grenadian people will fire you and them soon enough. Yeah? The time is coming. Folks, make sure that you are registered and ready. When I tell you a super way, you have to tell me, yes, you're ready. Yeah? We need to ensure that we are ready. You see the kind of things that these people are trying. So now you see they put out a release about the bank. And the release basically trying to bamboozle us. You just mentioned something about the general manager at the beginning. You throw a little thing, you throw general manager there again. But the bank is not being managed properly. We are waiting to see what are going to be, that is if that happened before election anyway, but we wait to see the financial reports for 2025 so that some sort of correlation can be made. So when we see the FROC report regarding 2025 and so whenever that comes out, and be able to, well, next year when we see that report, that would speak to that. We'll be able to tell a little better, ain't it? Yeah, we have a caller on the line. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm ready right now to put them out.
You know, easy, you know.
I'm ready right now to put them out. They are the place in a mess.
No, but the report that the bankers putting out, they're saying that if you're saying that people take loans and they can't pay, it means that the economy is so bad that, and this is business loans, so the people business not making money. That's what they're telling us.
No. So we are ready in the morning to put them out.
All right, but
Ready in the morning to put them
and
out.
yet the-
Because the one who run for NDC in St. John say she don't running again. She give up. She don't running again. So there nobody for St. John.
nah, she must run, man. I ain't hear that one. She must run. She mustn't run away. She must run.
But she don't running.
Well, we go see. We go see.
Yeah, we thank for them. They can't say when, but we're ready to put them out.
And
All right,
imagine,
Sharon. Have a good night.
all right, but there. And imagine this one, folks. What was taking place prior to 2022? 2020, COVID. 2021, COVID. And the first part of 2022, COVID as well. The businesses were still paying during that period of time. And the bank worked along with them. So those businesses were still active businesses doing their thing. 2023, they're still good. And then they trail off from 2023 by 2024 is problems. Nah, something definitely wrong with the economy. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon, brother, what's up, man?
Hey, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm fine, brother.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I don't want to change the topic. I don't want to change the topic a bit too much. I don't want to just the guy with the horses, right?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
What really was the reason why they killed the horses? Because he said there was a tick bite,
Yeah,
or the horses had tick on it.
it's a tick-borne disease. So the tick bit the horses and they have a disease. Yeah.
Okay, good. And that is treatable, right?
It is not only is it treatable, but from what he has been saying and from what I've heard another person saying, all the horses on the island have the same disease anyway. And it's not a disease
Well-
that can be passed on to humans from what I've picked up as well. It is not a disease that can be passed on to human or other animals. It's basically a horse thing.
Well, I take care of animal all my life, right? I'm a guy that proud of that. I take care of sheep, goat, cow, And during the dry season, we have a lot of tick normally on our animals. Sometimes we take our hands and we pull them out. Sometimes we use sevens. So sometimes we use that thing what you call bait tick to just
I remember that one, yeah.
get them out. So so tick is not really and the tick and them biting the animal. So I'm just saying that maybe the animals have this thing. This is also you never know. So what I'm saying, the same animals going to the abattoir and being slaughtered, and we eating the meat, right? But the horses down here are not being eaten.
But what I
We
heard is
don't
that
know.
they bring the horses up there, they cut them up there, and they burnt them. And I don't know what procedure, if there was any procedure used, if they're saying that these animals could have infected other animals. I don't know what procedures took place at the abattoir to protect other animals, but they were cut up at Maribo and incinerated up there.
But what I'm saying, the disease that the horses have is not thing that can be transferred during the air. It's just something that a tick bite them
Yeah.
and give them that disease. So if they only quarantine the horses and give them the treatment, that could have been solved, right?
Yeah, that would have been the end of the story. Wouldn't have been having all of this talk about this taking place right now. All you had to
So,
do, you quarantine the horses. If they said, because I'm hearing claims, they're saying now that he didn't get the proper permission to bring in, then charge him. You bring in
Good.
the horses,
So-
you don't want to kill the horses. The horses come in, you treat them, you quarantine them, you treat them, and you say, okay, you did this, you're not supposed to do that. Tell him, okay, you have to pay 15,000, you have to pay 20. Charge him.
So you're trying to make an excuse now, the reason why they kill the animal, right?
Yeah.
No, is that the same guy I normally look at on TV where he's holding Miss M.P. Purse or
Yes.
he's being like
same,
a bodyguard?
Same
Oh,
individual.
that's the same guy.
Yeah.
Because I find he look similar.
Yeah.
I want to ask you that.
Same individual.
So I believe the reason why they kill that animal is because of that.
well,
There's not a reason why they would kill animal. Because I'm telling you, I mean, I grew up animals. I still have animals. And right now, we got to pick out the tick on the animals right now because there's so many tick on them because dry season time and tick.
yeah.
And during dry season, they're really not falling right now, so they're prevalent. They biting the animal like crazy. You got to use all them things that told all year round to get them off the animals. So I mean, really and truly, we're not seeing any pets.
From your pets to your livestock. You have to be
Yeah,
on them
that's what I'm
at the
saying.
side,
Yeah, someone that tick down and biting animals. So I don't see why you got to kill 2 horses for tick bite. You really could have quarantined them, put them in an area, and just give them the treatment and that they need. And then that's it. Because the same animal what we're growing up right here, we carry them to the abattoir, we take bites, and we slaughtering them, people eating them like nothing at all. So I don't understand what's going on with these people. I don't want to, but I believe the reason why they killed the 2 horses, I believe 100% is because of this guy. He's close to Mr. Olympia. That's the reason why. There's no other reason I believe they killed an animal. They try to teach him a lesson. Already good on there. Have a nice day, brother.
All right, thank you. Yeah, and I mean, that was changing the topic. We spoke about it, and I mean, yeah, it's a sad one. And I'm saying, even if because they're trying to put different things in front now and say, well, okay, he didn't have the requisite permission to bring them, and that's even if that is the case, you're dealing with 2 animals here. Well, 4, in fact, not even 2, 4. All you had to do, you quarantine them. You say, okay, we're quarantining these animals at this location. We're quarantining them. After you quarantine them, you say, look, you did this, you were not supposed to do it, and as such, we're going to fine you. Because I'm sure that the law allows for them to fine. Yeah? If you want to charge the person and you say, no, you did this and you should not have done that, you fine them. But why should it be that the person loses their entire investment? You understand where I'm going from? Then you ask why the GDB losing money? Because he running a small business. Who knows if he go through the GDB too? He's running a business. So if you're treating people like him like that, who is into the tourism industry, who I know has been into agriculture as well, you're treating people like him. You're not encouraging other people to want to become involved because they go worry what's going to take place with them. They ain't go want to become involved in something like that. It is a very unfortunate situation. I hope that it had turned out otherwise and that something else was done. As I said, That's the option. I'm positive. You know I like to go and look for the laws. I'm going to look for it tonight. I'm sure that the law gave some sort of leeway that they could have said impound and fine. So you brought it. You didn't get all that you're supposed to get to bring it. You missed out one or two things that you're supposed to do. Okay, we impound and we fine. Don't come and try and say, because the thing is here already. So unfair. So unfair. And we have what would be our final caller for tonight. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead. You're live.
Just before the program finished, a couple months ago, when the government brought in all the pigs and they came in with all the diseases, did they put them to sleep?
No, they didn't. Not as far as we know.
I'm not going to identify myself. Who know me very well. That's all I have to ask. I'll have to come live on this program to speak a lot of things. Have a good night.
That voice song very familiar. That voice song very, very familiar. And if it is who I think it is, they know very well what they're talking about. Yeah? It's like one set of rules for one group of people in this country and a next set of rules for another set of people in this country. Yeah? It have one set of rules. So certain people, you could bring in who you want, you could bring in what you want, you could do what you want and all that kind of thing. And there's another set of rules when it comes to other people in this country. We can't be living in two Grenadias. It's one Grenada. One Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique is one. We can't have two. Yeah? It's Grenada. You can't be treating one set of people one way and want to treat the next set of people another way. Can't continue down that road. That is a dangerous road to go down. Yeah? So folks, if you anything from tonight, please take it. Make sure that you check the electoral list. You know what they are planning. You know what they are plotting. Yeah? You know what they are planning and what they are plotting. So you have to do what you have to do. Yeah? So you know it goes way past just checking the list. Because checking the list and seeing a set of people that you don't know that not supposed to be on the list and then doing nothing about it makes no sense. Yeah? A seat can be won by one vote or lost by one vote. Every single vote counts. And let me say this to you all as well, as I close tonight. Do not do as the NDC and treat people any and any way. Let me repeat. Do not do like the NDC and treat people any and any way. Right? We are not going to. I'm not saying that NNP people doing it. I'm saying let us make sure that we don't do it. Yeah? We cannot be there and think that we don't bong for that one vote. And they went and vote for NDC the last time. We don't bong for the vote. Go back and vote for NDC again. That, my friends, is stupid politics. Yeah? I think we go have a section each week now where we talk and we say that is stupid politics. That is stupid politics. Not because they vote for NDC the last time means that you're going somewhere and they wouldn't say, tell them, come, let's go. Or you have t-shirt, different thing to get them and you don't give them. Or that you don't invite them and involve them. Bring them. They want to come home. Yeah, bring them, come. You do not win elections by running people. That is stupidity. You win elections by bringing more and more and more people on board. Be careful how you treat people. Yeah? Not just during election time and as it coming up to election. Always. Be careful how you treat people and how you treat with people. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. I want to finish on time because I ain't want daddy go and sleep in the veranda tonight. So folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. And again, was so happy to meet 40. We've seen Para. Yeah, was so happy to meet all of you yesterday. and look forward to meeting you all soon again. Soon again, we're going to be meeting. All right? Do enjoy the rest of your night tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night with a guest on Talking. Well, I think it might actually be 2 guests on Talking Points tomorrow night. Do enjoy the rest of your night tonight.
There we go. Oh, yo, yo. Politics. You divide Grenada and that's no kicks. I don't like it. Politics. Now so many things I will have to fix. So I go fix up them old police station to hold those who murder and rape. Because I'm fed up reading the media about an ex-prisoner escape. And I go fix up all those high prices that most Grenadians can't afford. Instead of demolishing those poor vendors' booths along the side of the road and leave them balling with their mouth closed. Oh God, baby, Jesus is of the blows. Grenadians balling with their mouth closed. The higher the monkey climb is more we expose. My people balling with their mouth closed. Oh God, and this is of the blues. My people balling with their mouth closed. Mr. PM, please open up some doors. Why the hell food prices gone up so fast? Transformation in we mass. The people balling anyway you pass. Transformation in we mass. You only looking out for the upper class. Transformation in we mass. You don't care if people hands are to eat grass. Transformation in we mass. Hey. Oh yo yo. Ballin', ballin'. Politics. Me closest neighbor stop tell me howdy. All because of politics. Friend and family turn me enemy. I just say yes, I love the progress. 6 Senses Hotel making last suggest. But then I remember John Thomas was the one who led the protest. But now we robbing up the same white boys like a bed bug in the night. But just remember the local workers and make sure that you treat them right. Don't leave them balling with their mouth closed. Oh God, baby, Jesus is of the blows. Grenadians balling with their mouth closed. They say when you're poor is when you expose. My people balling with their mouth closed. Yeah, them. Oh God, baby, Jesus is of the blues. Grenadians balling with their mouth closed. Be careful with the tons when you're picking rows. Why the hell you remove the cap from the gas? Transformation in we mass. Now what till me tanky can't even last? Transformation in we mass. But you driving wrong in dark tinted glass. Transformation in we mass. When I start to talk, you say in a fast. Transformation in we mass. Hey. Ay, 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 ay. Politics. You say hush me mouth cause all talk is cheap.